Hey guys, welcome back to the Geneus Life. Today we're talking about why we decided to move in before getting married. So for me, I personally really wanted to be, I wanted to get to know the person that I was with on a different level before getting married. You know, growing up, I grew up in a traditional Jamaican household. You know, I went to church. My family is Christian, and we believed in, you know, the traditional things. You know, you get to know whoever you're dating, you get married, life happens, happily ever after, blah 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 blah. But a lot of times it doesn't happen like that, and I saw that growing up. Like, my parents ended up separating when I was in 8th grade, and you know, that happens to a lot of Black families. A lot of times it happens before you even get out of your mom's stomach, you know, but that's really not the bottom line. The point of the matter is, for me, I wanted a little bit more security in knowing my partner's morals, values, financial status, you know, how clean they are. I wanted to know, you know, did they have any issues really just keeping up with everyday life? You know, are you going to work hours late? Are you missing work every week? You know, like stuff like that you can learn when you're dating somebody, but when you see it firsthand, it's a whole different story. Like my mom always says, "Simi and live with me are two different things." Like, it's two different things. You know, like you see me, but you live with me. Those are two. If I see you on the street, you know, like every day, hey, what's up? What's good? Like it's all good. But when you live with that person, it's a whole different ball game. So, you know, I feel like throughout the years, getting to know Jet on such a personal level, I've learned the good, the bad, the ugly, and I've realized I can live with somebody like this. I can live with his faults, the positive, you know, parts of his personality, and I think the positive outweighs the negative, and that's something that I could learn if I was married to him, but I wasn't comfortable making that decision off the bat. No offense to you.
Whatever.
So that was my first reason. I got other stuff, but what about you?
My first reason, the reason why I think it's good to move in with somebody before marriage is simply because, you know, like Trudy said earlier, you get to understand, you know, their habits. Like, I would hate to get married to somebody and then find out, I hate the way they snore, or
the fact that they snore, or like, you always roll on my side and drool on it. I hate that. I would hate that. So wait, are you talking from personal experience? No, but
maybe. Yeah, you definitely find a balance, and you definitely find your pros and cons by being with the person for that first, especially that first year. Because that first year we moved in together, I mean, you know, we were like compatible to begin with. Like we both have cultural values.
We were both well-mannered growing up.
Yeah, we were both well-mannered growing up, and you know, for me that was like kind of like the first, you know, green light. And you know, she was a pretty understanding person, so she understands that, oh yeah, Jet is crazy.
What?
But like I always say, you know, it takes a little crazy to love another crazy. So.
But you know what? One thing that I always wanted in a partner was I wanted them to be of Caribbean descent. You know, like, I don't have any issues with American people or people from other cultures, but like my own people, like, it's something so dear to my heart, and it's just a certain type of connection that you have, especially growing up in a place that, you know, like, you know, Jamaica is all about one love, is peace, and like there's so much good vibes in that culture. Not saying that there's none in America, but it's a different type of
well, basically it's just a vibe that, you know, you could relate to.
Yeah, it's one that I just knew so well, and that's the same kind of culture that he grew up in.
Yeah, from Haiti. You know what I'm saying?
So it was just so familiar to be with somebody that like already understood. Like we didn't have to speak the same language to be able to understand some of the things that we say. You know, like he'll have certain terms that he says in his culture, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell you said right now, but I know it's funny as hell. You know, like, or what I just said right now. See me and live with me are two different things. Like, did you understand what I said?
Hell no.
But like you can understand the tone in which I'm saying it.
I can see where it's coming from.
It kind of gives you an idea. So for me, cultural values was a huge thing. I also wanted somebody that valued home life. So for me, you know, growing up, I saw my mom cook for us. You know, we weren't going out to eat whatever fast food every day. We used to have fast food maybe once a week because that was like our little treat, but sometimes it would be once a month. It just depends. But families nowadays, a lot of times they're at the fast food joint like every day. That's not something I grew up on, and I wanted somebody that could kind of identify with that. You know, his mom is a huge cook. She owns her own restaurant, and like she throws down. So she wanted a daughter-in-law that kind of did the same kind of thing.
And
so
not only her, I wanted somebody, you know, that cooked, because I grew up watching my mom cooking for 8, and we all have like big stomachs, you know.
This guy.
Like I eat a lot.
What size was your bowl growing up that you ate out of?
My bowl was like this big, and it was about this deep. So imagine, like, my brother is probably worse, you know?
Because what are you, the youngest brother?
I'm the middle.
Right, yeah.
I'm the middle child. So we all eat a lot. So she had to cook in like big pans that was like this big.
Come on,
that's
that's bigger than any stove. Like, not even a wolf stove.
Because she used the whole stove. She used the whole stove, the whole 4 squares to warm up
the whole 4
to cook.
So she always did one pot meals.
Yes, them things was big.
Rice and chicken all in one pot.
All of that. So
that's
you know,
so funny. Oh man.
So I knew I wanted somebody that you know, that obviously have to cook, you know. So.
And then I feel like another thing is cleaning. You know, like I like to keep my home at a certain level of cleanliness. I'm not as clean as my mom. I am to a certain degree a clean freak, but I let go a little bit. That's not something that is big for him. I think just because he's a male, and you know, males don't care as much.
It's because I got my creativity, and I like to see everything, like, you know,
all over the damn place. And I don't. I like the opposite. I like things neat. I'm not always, you know, wiping my floors. I'm not always, you know, washing my dish. Well, I am always washing my dishes. I'm not always cleaning my bathroom, but there's a certain threshold of cleanliness that I have. Yeah, that's different than his, and that's something I've learned to cope with over the years, and we've worked that out.
Yeah, like her threshold is way too low. Like,
it's not.
Yes, it is.
For instance, I would rather the bathroom being cleaned every week. You don't have to go in. You know, you can do a quick thing, make sure it's nice and sparkly, because we're using it every day, twice, 3, 4, 5 times a day, and it's just the 2 of us. Imagine if we had kids, visitors.
Well, I'd rather, you know, be washed at least maybe 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how much we used it.
We use it a lot. I use it a lot. As a woman, I feel like that's one thing I need. Like, especially if I want to take a bath or something, like you need a clean, like freshly cleaned shower or bathtub to be able to take a bath. So, anyways.
And she wants the garbage thrown out every day.
No, we have on our phones, we have a calendar update that says take out trash two times a week. That's not bad.
It's 3 times a week, son.
So let's see, today, it went off today. So today, take out trash.
Did I do it? No.
But you took it out on Sunday? Okay, so 3 times a week.
Am I doing it?
Is that bad?
No.
You know, and it all depends, because since we're vegan and we also have a garbage disposal, one, we're not cooking meat, we're not throwing out things that are going to be spoiling to that degree in our garbage. So it doesn't always have to go out 3 times a week. You can use your judgment, you know. 2 times a week could be fine if I'm putting everything through the garbage disposal. So at the end of the day, you know, it's all about give and take. For us, we have created a schedule with cleaning. We've created a schedule with, you know, the kitchen, and also created a schedule with our, you know, like how much time we're spending together, because we've got busy schedules between my work schedule, you know, his photography business, YouTube, and so making time for each other is a whole nother subject. I wanted somebody that valued just making time for me and for the relationship. So that's another thing that I really enjoyed.
Moving with Trudy first kind of showed me, where our future lies. I already know from the jump that we have a lot of similarities and a lot of opposites. Probably a lot more opposites than similarities.
Right. Which is not always bad.
Which is not bad at all, because for me, I feel like she has what I don't have and I have what she doesn't have.
Exactly.
So the important thing was that we understood that we have those powers and we have to learn how to link them together. For example, she construct a lot of the content that we create, and with me, with my gift, I put it together very well so we could present you guys beautiful stuff. So like, it works hand in hand, so
right.
I understand. I came to the understanding that she's my other half.
Literally. And what he means by I put it together. So I come up with the actual video idea. I come up with even the structure of the video, how long the video is going to be. Well, a lot of times he'll help with that. And also like all the details of that. We can actually go through that in another video if you guys like our type of videos and you want to have some advice on how to create videos on your own. We'll make a video on that if you care to hear about how our content gets to where it is
to come to life.
Right. So and then he does the editing, he does the production. A lot of times he does the obviously color grading, like all the bits and pieces of the actual
and the storyline. I put the storyline together. She gives the script and I put the storyline together.
Right.
Basically.
And I feel like that's how it is for most of our life. Like what's another good example of that? Like for me, I'm not very good at being on time for things. He's always got my back with trying to wake me up. He's always on my back for trying to tell me, look, you gotta be on time, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. He's not very good with keeping on task with taking out the trash. I'm always letting him know, you need to take out this trash, but we're really supportive of it, and we try to, make it more positive than like, oh my God, you didn't take out the trash, you suck. What I'm trying to say is a lot of the things that I've learned about being in a relationship before getting married has helped me to probably be a better wife when I do get married. And what would you say about yourself?
I would say, I think in my eyes we're already married. So, and by growing together like this, it makes a relationship more than a relationship. Because when we got together, when we first started dating, it was just, okay, let's see where this goes. And then we ended up moving in, and then it was just like, oh, this is the real deal. We started making decisions together. We started making, fitting for each other, making sure each other's good.
Right.
Next thing you know, it became like a family real quick. Right. And we started to understand where each pressure point is at for both of us, and what our strong suits are, and who needs to do what and who needs to do this. And not every relationship is perfect. We definitely had our bad times, but we find mature ways to grow through those bad times. And we wouldn't have known that if we just jumped in and locked it in, and then next thing you know, it's all over or whatever.
Exactly.
But we figured out a way to come into the middle and make sure that nothing is ever gonna come and block nothing is ever gonna come to block us from our path. Even though there's gonna be barriers, there's gonna be blockades, barricades. We know that they could always be moved over, jumped over, crawl under, hurdled over. It's just a matter of being mature to working together to make sure it happens.
Right. So, I would say one of the main things for me also, and this is going to be my last point in getting together before marriage, is the pressure. A lot of people, not a lot these days, but some people still do get married at a very young age, and I feel like there's so much pressure. You gotta get married, you gotta get this house, you gotta do all these things, you gotta look like, okay, you're grown up. And there's so much pressure to like fully execute this this beautiful looking picture. And I guess for me and for you, we didn't want to be under the pressures, the social pressures of having that kind of outlook being pushed onto our lifestyle. We wanted to go through the trenches, like you said. We wanted to do everything the untraditional way, so that when we were ready to really make things, real, we were almost like prepared, like we did the boot camp, we did the training, so then by the time it's ready to actually get out there on the field, like, we're Gucci.
Yeah,
we're Gucci.
I think we're more than Gucci.
So yeah, those are the reasons why we decided to get together, decided to move in before marriage. If you guys are, living with your boyfriend or your fiance before you got married, let us know what are some of the reasons that you decided to do that. If we did not talk about any of the reasons why you may have moved in with your other half, let us know in the comments below, and we'd love to have a conversation about it.
Yeah, I'm probably sure there's a lot of points that we didn't touch or probably didn't fully clarify on. But if you guys feel like you want to know a little more, definitely comment. I'm ready to answer some comments.
Thank you guys for commenting and talking to Jet lately. He loves the
attention,
because he's always behind the camera. And besides that, we're just we love making this a interactive platform for us. This channel is not just about vegan content, it's also about conscious, spiritual, and also lifestyle content. So This is one of the kind of videos that we'd like to do in the future, so stay tuned. Remember to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe. Okay, see you guys next time. Bye.